All right, let's get right into it. This is one of those stories that's so much more than just a game. We're talking about a 12-year journey, a full-blown obsession, and a single, unforgettable moment that completely rewrote the history books for one of the biggest clubs on the planet. This is the story of the quest for La Décima.
So what exactly is La Décima? Well, literally translated from Spanish, it just means the 10th. But for Real Madrid, that word became something else entirely. It stopped being just a number. It became a ghost. It was haunting the entire club, this relentless, crushing pressure to win their 10th European crown. It was a club-defining obsession.
And this whole obsession really kicked off back in 2002 with a goal that you've probably seen 1,000 times, that ridiculous volley from Zidane to lock up the 9th title. But here's the crazy part. What should have been the start of a dynasty became the beginning of a 12-year drought. More than a decade of just painful, agonizing disappointment. All of it building up to one single fateful night in Lisbon in 2014.
Yeah, that amazing win in 2002, it ironically turned into a bit of a curse. It set the bar so incredibly high, and for the next decade, the club just stumbled. They'd assemble these star-studded Galactico teams, and then they'd fall apart. Every single season started with so much hope and ended in pure frustration. And with every failure, the weight of La Décima just got heavier and heavier.
And then he arrived. Jose Mourinho, the special one. This guy was a proven winner, a specialist in this very competition. The belief around the club was just electric. If anyone could finally break this curse, it had to be him. And he didn't just show up with a new game plan. He brought an army with him.
And look at this team. This wasn't just a good squad. It was an absolute powerhouse. You had Cristiano Ronaldo, who was basically a walking goal machine. The midfield was this perfect mix of pure artistry from guys like Ozil and Di Maria, and then the toughest nail steel of Xabi Alonso. And in the back, a young Sergio Ramos was already showing the heart of a lion. The expectation wasn't just to win, it was to completely dominate.
But then, in 2013, that dream came crashing down in the most gut-wrenching way possible. They're up against Borussia Dortmund in the semifinals. The first game in Germany? An absolute train wreck, a 4-1 loss. But back in Madrid, they staged this unbelievable, heroic comeback, winning 2-0. They were all over them, relentless, just one single goal away from a miracle. But it wasn't enough. The dream was just snatched away, right at the end. The fallout from that loss was massive. Mourinho's fiery era came to an end, and in his place came the cool, composed Carlo Ancelotti. And he was the complete opposite of Mourinho, a calming presence who brought tactical serenity and balance. Where there had been chaos, he brought order, and honestly, it was exactly what that club needed.
And leading that charge was a player who was just on another planet that season. Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't just playing well, he was an absolute force of nature. He scored 17 goals in that single Champions League campaign, a record that, by the way, still stands. He was practically dragging the team towards that final.
So the semi-final that year was against the defending champs Bayern Munich, who were managed by Pep Guardiola. Everybody expected this super tight tactical battle. What would happen instead was nothing short of a football earthquake. Real Madrid went to Munich, to Bayern's home turf, and demolished them 4-0. It was a statement that sent shockwaves all across Europe. They were going to the final.
So, the stage is set. The final in Lisbon. And who are they playing? Their fiercest city rivals, Atletico Madrid. But the dream very quickly started turning into a nightmare. An early goal from Diego Godin put Atletico in front, and they just defended for their lives. And as the minutes ticked away, minute after minute, that old, familiar feeling of dread just started creeping back in.
And then the clock hits 90 minutes. The referee signals for stoppage time. For 12 long years, they had waited for this exact moment, and now it was slipping through their fingers. It really looked like the obsession, the quest, the whole story of La Décima was going to end in failure, again, and this time to their biggest rivals. Was it really over? But then, deep into stoppage time, in the dying embers of the match, they win a corner. One last chance, one final desperate opportunity to save a 12-year dream. And right there, in that moment, history was just waiting to be rewritten.
It all happened in 3 perfect, beautiful movements. First, Luka Modric whips in this absolutely flawless, arrow-like corner kick. Then, Sergio Ramos, that same warrior from the Mourinho years, just defies gravity. He hangs in the air, rising above everyone, and meets the ball with this unstoppable header.
And finally, the ball hits the back of the net. The stadium just erupts. It was a moment of pure, unbelievable football magic.
And in that single second, everything changed. All of it. 12 years of frustration, of near misses, of gut-wrenching heartbreak, all of it just vanished in this explosion of pure joy. It wasn't just a goal, it was a release. It felt like destiny.
That goal was like a dagger right through the heart of Atletico Madrid. They were broken. Their spirit was just shattered. And for Real Madrid, it was pure adrenaline. They just surged forward in extra time, playing with this freedom and this belief that had been locked away for 12 long years. After that moment, the final result felt inevitable. The dream was finally real.
When you look back, it was the culmination of so many things coming together at once. You had Ancelotti's calm, steady hand guiding the ship. You had Ronaldo's insane, unstoppable goal scoring. Then you had the killer blows in extra time from Bale and Marcelo. And of course, you had that one single immortal header from Sergio Ramos. It was just a perfect storm of talent and timing, all leading to one defining moment.
So it really all boils down to this, doesn't it? After 12 years of struggle, countless superstar players, and millions of dollars spent, a legacy was cemented. Not over a decade, but in a single second. It really makes you wonder, in sports or even in our own lives, what single moment